the new season of Gavra Racing's Radical Series here as you join us here at the Barcelona Catalunya circuit. I am Cypher Knight 77. Go on.
And I am Dutch Muso.
And we will be your co-commentators here for another season of Gavra Racing. So, for those who don't know about us, we too are Gavra Racers ourselves who have been humbly asked to commentate over other aspiring Gavra Racers, some better than us, of course. So would you like to say something to the wonderful crowd?
Yeah, well, what should I say?
I don't know, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Dutch Muso Chris, and I'm Dutch, and I haven't really raced much in the series, but I've definitely commentated more than raced.
Wait, your real name's Chris?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my name's Chris as well.
Ah!
See, even we're learning about each other. That just goes to show how unprofessional we are. But, alas, we're here to bring you Gavra Racing, and that's what we're here to do. We got a whole new cast of characters and some old faces as well, so let's go through the grid and then let's at least show you some of them. So, first, I've never seen this person, Hondax, so it will be interesting to see how he goes through in the Radical series. Kevsanvo, excuse me, also never heard of him, but it'll also be interesting. Manic, he sounds familiar, but also never heard of him. Excuse me if I don't know a lot of people. Ah, here's someone I know, Razy. So, Razy's obviously a popular favorite, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes in this. Mike, also remember him as well, another classic in Gavra. Rubitodero, another classic name. It'll be interesting to see how he goes on and gets through this circuit. Endex, part of the HLB clan, will be representing that clan in this series, as well as All-Star, another known name in Gavra series racing. I believe Toby, one of the newer faces, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes along. Petabib, a regular here in Gavra, looking to see and showcase his talents. And rounding off for today, I believe, is Joe.
Where did he go there?
Yeah, it's Joe Black, who raced in GT4, so he's obviously taken to a more open concept of cars today. So
yeah, these will be very different to his usual GT4s. They'll be a lot more squirrely on the throttle, so.
Right. A couple drivers who aren't here include Adam Crowther, I believe. Is one of the drivers who isn't here today. Kirene and Marcos, I believe, are also not here, so they'll be here for the regular season races.
We're watching Marco for now.
Right, sorry about that.
We must have missed him in the.
We're
going through the drivers.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the Discord. I apologize for that. Yeah, feel free to talk over me. I sometimes talk over myself.
It's fine.
But you might know some of these drivers better than I do. So, anyone in particular we might be on the lookout for?
Yeah, judging on the LMP2 series that I commentated on last season, Mark will be very fast. Yeah, I watched a lot of the GT4 races as well, so Joe might be somebody to watch, Endex as well.
Right. But
there also are a couple names that also are new to me. So.
True. Well, it's always interesting to see how the new guys go up against the veterans. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to see here. But it's only just early practice. But currently, right now, Honda's setting the early pace with the 1:11.6. We expect to see times much around the 1:12 to 1:13 mark, since a lot of these guys can be running lower fuel. But in terms of tire wear around here, it might be a questionable situation. But what do you think?
I think tire wear will be something to watch, as this is known to be a very tire-heavy circuit, because you've got your very fast yeah, start and finish straight there. Then the rest of the circuit is not really a very fast circuit, the national version. So you've got your start finish, and then the rest of it is pretty curvy.
Right. Should probably mention this isn't the full Catalunya circuit. It is the national circuit. We could probably go on board and show them the kind of track layout this is. It's a much shorter version of the Catalunya circuit, as we'll go on board Marcus, and he'll take us around a short lap of the Catalunya circuit.
We're on last corner now.
And the car tops out, namely around 5th gear, the head down to the straight. It's a lot more of a shorter braking point here as they go in, probably brake around the 150 or 100 mark there, really late braking into turn 1. He has to get the car really slow down into 2nd gear, then turn 2. Ooh, he gets the car really squirmy on the curves there, and then you go through the always tricky section of Catalunya. Sorry, go ahead.
But you can really see the traction control that has to be put in, because too much traction and you will spin out. It's not like a lot of other cars where you know, you've got a little bit of, like the LMP2s, where you've got a little bit of sort of an area where you're just in the right zone. But if you go a little bit to either side, it's completely fine. But with these cars, too much throttle and you spun.
True. The cars also have really good braking for how late, at least Marco seems to be braking here. They seem to be getting slowed down incredibly quickly compared to some of the other cars.
That's really just down to how light they are. I mean, these cars are incredibly light.
True. All-Star, I believe, disconnected, but he should be joining us back soon, at least for qualifying. But Marcos comes across the line, doesn't set anything faster, although it seemed like a representative time. One thing that we will probably have to look out for is track limits and track extending, as the regulations on that have been getting a little bit stricter over recent season. Ooh, that's
He spins out there.
Yes.
I think we'll definitely be seeing a lot of that in the last sector, last 2 or 3 corners there, because people like to brake late there. But if on that last corner, or that bit just before the last corner, if you go over the curbs there, that will be a warning, or even a penalty.
Yes, and of course drivers are obligated to follow the track limit and track extending procedures should they cut or extend the corners. So that'll be interesting to see, I guess, who is willing to take more limits with the track than others. Because obviously being paid to get the car around the track as fast as possible, but you also don't want to overstep the limits.
Yeah, you're paid to get around the track, but you are also paid to be on the track at all times, so
that is true.
Keep on the track, I guess.
Well, in that regard, we don't really know who the dark horses are yet. I mean, it's still a preseason race, so
yeah. As practice comes to a close, so everyone just is finishing off their laps.
It's quite a lot of the unknown going into this race. I mean, it's been some time since we've driven these cars, and you know, on.
That's always with a new series, and you know, you've got a lot of new faces as well. So.
True. So everyone's coming across the line now to finish their practice laps. Ooh, Rubito there's in the grass a little bit, but even with the traction control, these cars still seem incredibly light on the rear tires.
They are, because if I remember correctly, they are actually rear-wheel drive, so that does give a little bit extra for the understeer.
Well, your top.
Oh, oversteer, I mean.
Right. Well, in top 3 in practice is as follows: Hondax, Marcos, and Manic round out your top 3. Will they be able to hold this pace for quali? That is the question, of course. So, short quali, 10 minutes. It's quite an age for these guys to get around a track like this, but when you go into a qualifying session, obviously you want to make sure that everything in the lap is set in stone. You want to leave as much there on the track as possible, but we see some guys crack under the pressure of the first qualifying session.
Also, the thing about qualifying, it's you have a lot of people who are really good at qualifying because it's low fuel, light car as light as possible, and just getting as fast around as possible, not really caring about tire wear, all that kind of stuff. And then when they get in the race, they really start to struggle because their setup or their driving style is a bit too aggressive on fuel or tires, and that's obviously not what you want.
Well, we could see some people going for multiple laps. Manic here has around 10 liters of fuel. That could get him maybe 3 to 4 decent laps before he has to come in. I wonder if people are only going to go for maybe a shorter run, or they're going to try maybe to heat up the tires over a couple laps stint. It really just depends on the driver, but in such a short time, it really throws a curveball into things. It seems like most everyone out there on the track, except for All-Star Petit and Ruby Todero, so maybe they're going to hold back a little bit until they find something.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just waiting for the track to heat up a little bit.
One thing
that...
that...
If you only give yourself that one run, if you mess it up, then it's not great.
Like, they're still trying to heat up the tires there, so this is still very cold. One thing these guys are going to have to dismay here is they've all seemed to have gone out at a pretty big pack, so they might have a lot of issues actually driving around each other, since everyone's fighting for real estate here. This first example of this, Mike coming up onto one of the slower cars. He's obviously on a... well, he's got a lot of fuel, he oversteps it a little bit. Yeah, he decides to back off there. He figures he's not going to make this lap count.
Yeah, no, also, it's when you're making your quali lap, you do want to give yourself as much space as possible, so I do find it a bit weird that he actually did start his quali lap while he was right behind the other guy. So.
The first runners now about to cross the start-finish line to set their first representative lap times. I believe Razy and still learning the name. Hondax and Manic have set across the line to get their first times in around the 1:12.5 mark, but there is still time enough to go faster. Joe also comes in with the 1:19. He can probably go faster. Kevsan would go across the line now, and he goes 6th with a 1:15 flat. Bucks across the line right now. Where is he going to settle in? He goes 7th with a 1:16.4. So pretty slower times right now, but still getting grips to where they're most comfortable in. Rubito choosing to run probably the lowest amount of fuel we've seen.
Yeah, 5 liters. Definitely either trying to make a very fast lap, or he's definitely banking on very hot tires, so he might actually be running quite high track, or quite low tire pressure.
He's starting
trying to get as much traction as he can.
He's going to start his lap now then. So, as he spins it out. Yeah, just overstepped on those rear tires. Seems to be the pack of all these radical cars.
I mean, I've driven these around Imola and a couple other circuits like that, and these things are nightmares to drive because, you think, okay, any other car I would be able to get on the throttle here. Ford Escort, whatever, I'd be able to get on the throttle here. These cars, you have to wait that half a second longer, and it feels like it's agony waiting because you just got that trigger to go on the throttle, and you just can't.
I can safely say that I've never driven one of these things, so you're gonna have to help relay how it actually feels to drive one of these cars to our viewers.
Okay.
But he's put on an okay time. I mean, well, he did spin, but as he just gets a lot on the curb there, there might be an invalidated lap time for his next time as well. Have to see. Hondax indeed. Sorry, go ahead.
That is also a bit of an irritating thing with these cars. You really cannot go over the high curves because your car just gets launched a little bit in the air. And obviously, if your front tires are in the air, they're not on the ground, so they can't steer.
I was about to say, Hondex goes to the front with a 1:11.1, so the fastest time so far. I believe Marcos also improves to fourth, the 1:12.3. But with less than 4 minutes left in the qualifying, it seems like there's still time left for everyone on the board to find. Even Hondex, as he's going even faster through the second sector, he's around 4/10 up. He's really wrestling the car, actually. He's not afraid to throw it around.
Yeah, with these cars, it's just really confidence. I mean, you have to know that you can handle them, and these cars like to sniff out the fear. You know, if you feel like you just got that second's worth of doubt, and then you spun it. So you really have to just make sure that you know what your comfort zone is.
Next cross the line, set the first time in the 1:10s. It is a 1:10.7. Hondex is the fastest man in quali as it stands. Can Marcos do anything about it so far? Toby also goes up to fifth at the 1:12s as well. But what can Marcos do? Can he improve on his time to get anywhere near that? He goes faster, but not fast enough. It is a 1:11.9. So full second off of Hondex. Kevson also not being able to improve his time. Bucks across the line now. He improves again, but stays in 9th.
He's 1,000th behind Rubito.
Yeah, that's just how close it gets around here. The midfield seems rather close compared to the top cars.
Yeah. But you do normally get that. If you look at 6th and 7th, there's only 3/10 behind that, or between them, and 8th and 9th, 1,000th.
Well, Jukebox is going faster. He was around 3/10 up on his first sector.
I believe that was Endex who spun it there behind him.
He's still 3/10 up, so if he can get this in, he could manage to pip 8th. Although he did go a little bit wide there.
And there as well, a little bit just the racing line there. He has got a lot of fuel. Check his fuel. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, but he also spun it. Ooh, just
that was very close.
I was also about to say Hondex and Razy have called it into the pits, and I just realized that Razy has actually gone to second with the 1:11.8. So one of them might be coming back out to go even faster.
Let's keep our eyes on Mark Kielsen. Mark Kielsen. That's wrong, as he told us, but see if he can respond to Razy's time. Still got 13, 14 liters of fuel there, so it's not really the most ideal situation for him right now.
It seems like a lot of these guys.
We saw Hondex use on 5 liters.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, maybe overestimated their fuel.
You know, I mean, this could be a bit of a strategy thing of people then underestimate them, but I don't really see what the point would be, because then you obviously lose that track position.
Well, with such low time, we can obviously say Hondex and Razy have called it quits, but they're still 3rd through 6th still on the track, so they are still going to go for some times.
Oh yeah, just step that a little bit there.
Toby not able.
A bit of the cuts there.
Toby not able to improve on his lap. I wonder if Marcos will be cut for that penalty for track extending, which goes really fast, almost too fast.
Yeah, that'll definitely be track extending there.
So
yeah, he's going back to pits.
So just before this race starts, I'd like to see some stuff from the chat. Welcome, Hajgert. Apparently tonight will be Razy's 100 race, so congratulations to Razy there. We wish him the best of success in this race. Of course, we wish.
He has got a pretty good position to maybe take first if he's good in the race, but I don't know how that's gonna look now.
Obviously, we wish all of our drivers the best of luck. We wish for all of them to finish. And we wish to show you the best racing possible.
There's a little bit over the curbs there.
Obi goes across the line, right?
Over the line.
Will he improve? Not quite.
No.
Jukebox up next. Will he improve? And no improvement either. So,
I'll be right back.
all
5
right.
seconds. Quickly run.
So yes, it is Hondax, Razy, and Marcos, your top 3, followed by Manic, Toby, Kefsanel, Endex, Jukebox, Mike, and Ruby Todero to round out your top 10. We have an interesting race on our hands, so we'll go straight to the said grid. Alright then, we are here at the grid at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya National Circuit. I'll go through a quick rundown of the grid. So, it is Hondax, the first pole here in the Radical Series, although be it preseason testing. Razy's 100 race, we'll see where he can slot out after this. Marcos, Manic.
I'm just in time.
Yeah, I was just going through the grid. Marcos and Manic starting 3rd and 4th in the 2nd row. Toby and Kefsanel will start in row 3. Index Jukebox start row 4. Mike and Ruby Todero starting in row 5. Joe All-Star start in row 6. And Pedibib rounds out the last row of the grid. Alright. So who you got your eyes on?
Definitely be watching these front couple guys because they could, if Hondax doesn't get a good start, Razy will definitely try and send one up the inside or Mark. But obviously the back fight will be exciting as well. We could see a pretty big pile up if we're unlucky, but or lucky for anybody who's supporting the person on against the person who gets crashed. But
Hondax decides to start with 54 liters, so we don't suspect that any of these guys will have to do a pit stop. It's only an hour race.
yeah, and the tire weight shouldn't be too big with these tires because they are, I believe, just road tires.
So, might be just flag to flag without any sort of interruptions here. But I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. And as we go to the starting procedures now.
Go, it's 4 red lights for the preseason race, and they're off.
Green,
and
green,
then it
green.
looks like Toby, who got a really
Toby
great
gets
start.
Great start. He's actually, yeah, he actually got a really good start there. He opposite the outside line on Razy.
Hondax looking to block Mike behind him, I
Hondax
believe.
defending.
Ooh, they go 4 wide behind them. Razy is shifted out by Marcos. They've 3 wide behind them with Ruben Todero, Joe, and Mike there. Everyone looks to get through really clean.
There.
It's a bit of an
Everyone
all-star.
seeming to get pretty good right there.
It is Hondax in the lead with Marcos, followed by Razy, Real, Toby, and Endex, who's got a really good start.
Hondax did manage to hold on to the lead there. I don't think too much damage happened.
Ooh,
so somebody
really
goes
far.
quite wide there.
I believe that was Kefsanel who went really far wide there. So now he's under pressure by Manic, who gets overtaken by Ruben Todero behind him. Fight for 7th as they go down into the complex sector 3. So looking a little bit on Kefsanel.
That was indeed very close. We see Joe getting all behind the Manic there, on his gearbox. 5 right behind each other there. All fighting for the slipstream, so let's see what's going to happen here now with the first corner coming up.
It's all about the momentum. Joe looks to have the best momentum so far as he goes around the outside and looks around it. Can't quite get it done.
Actually, because he took the outside there, he will be under attack from Manic, and
very
that was
nice.
very close.
Oh, it's right behind him. That's Mike.
Mike spins.
Just a little bit heavy on the throttle there, actually. A really clean start from all these guys. Really professional from all of them. So, looking to now settle into this race.
Yeah, but it's still relatively close. Come back into the guys here.
It's on deck, starting to pull out.
Just behind Mark, who actually managed to get it on the race.
Looks like a Hondax is now pulling away from these guys. It seems like a battle for second now. Crazy looking to get second back from Marcos. As Peterbeep decides to come into the pits. I wonder if he has some sort of damage there.
Maybe a bit of front wing. He hit somebody in this one here.
Let's see on board just how quickly these cars can go around the corner. He's nearly flat up the right-hander there. Have to be really careful. It's really bumpy around there. Ooh, as there's contact behind, that's Kevsinel and Index. I think Kevsinel maybe went over that bump and spun the car there. He's now down to 7.
Straight in the front of Index. Index seems to be fine. There was a bit of a chatter in the last lobby.
Index seemingly getting away the best out of all that because he's in 5th now. Toby kind of in a world of his own. He's kind of sitting 4th behind this fight. The Index now under pressure by Manic behind him.
Oh, as All-Stars gets a entrance penalty, I think.
Time penalty, he might have 10 seconds. So that might be...
10 seconds?
Yeah, it's probably for speeding in the pit lane, probably when he came in for damage. I think he did go off early in the race.
Yeah. It's not something that you want, but you know, it happens. It's actually a really close fight.
Ooh, that's hard in the wall. That's yeah.
That is not something you want to see.
He went really hard in the wall. That's really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that'll be suspension damage, so he will be pitting.
Right now, a battle for 9th between Mike and Jukebox here. Both we're hoping for better starts than this one, sure, but actually now that I look at it, it seems like for one, Mike has much significant lower fuel than the rest of the field. He's running around 30 or so liters. Like everyone else is running, running in the 40s. As he track extends quite a bit there. I wonder if he'll be caught by the stewards.
I mean, obviously, as Jukebox actually manages to get a better run because of that little bit of a track extend. He just can't get the throttle down as well then. Might continue as wide a line as he can on entrance, just closing the door there on Jukebox. Definitely has something to say about that. That was very much last minute moving.
Well, under the position for now. Only 5 minutes gone in the race, and they're still racing down throughout the field. Jukebox has a little bit of a...
Yeah, just throws it down the inside. Ooh, but Mike fights back. That's not something I expected there, to be honest.
Yeah, Mike's a little bit more confident on the brakes than Jukebox, it seems.
Jukebox definitely could have braked a little bit later there on the jump off, but just really didn't make the best of that situation there.
Meanwhile, with Marco Marcos and Crazy, they're still kind of fighting it out. They're actually incredibly close to one another. It seems like Marcos...
They're only 5/10 away from each other, so...
Yeah, Marcos kind of has...
Sorry about
that.
Oh, no, you go.
I was going to say Marcos seems to be a little bit stronger in the later parts of the track, although it is still relatively difficult to pass. It is still Catalunya.
Yeah, but it's also it's a bit with these cars because if you because they're rear-wheel drive, if you hit too hard on the brakes and then want to correct the throttle, it's not like something that's front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive where correcting is pretty easy. With these cars, if you are a bit sideways and you try to use throttle, you spin out more. So these guys definitely want to be cautious on brakes.
Say Tadero in the pits to repair his damage. He had another slight spin in the second sector. I wonder if that was repeated a bit. It seems like he's got control of the car back now as Razy looks to make a dive move. Marcos shuts the door. Yeah.
That was contact.
A little bit iffy there. Marcos looked to close it in a little bit.
Wait, does he have damage? Might have a bit of damage. He's definitely might have been having so, that back market getting a bit in the way of Razy there. Yeah, Razy's dropped down about a second now.
So, if he has
that back market will definitely have anchored Razy there. It's still be going a bit wide there, a bit ambitious with the brakes.
Yeah, I wonder if Razy has maybe a little bit of foot damage. Obviously, the aerodynamics are a pretty important part of these cars. So even the smallest scrape can really damage a lap time.
I mean, even if you look at the F1 cars, you think the end plate and that comes off, that's not really too bad because it's such a what seems to be such a small part. But even pretty much a straight piece of carbon, it really does change the handling quite a bit.
He's not giving up though. He's gonna keep pushing after Marcos though.
Yeah, but you will obviously have to watch the tire temperatures. If they start to get too hot, then we'll start sliding.
Behind them, Kevsinel, I believe, is closing in on the back of Index. Speaking of which, actually, yeah, it's Index right there, weaving from side to side.
Yeah, a bit of a... Oh, that was a bit of a weird line there. I think that was definitely the better thing for Kev, because if he tried to turn while he was on the grass, that would have been a lot worse for him.
It's only been 10 minutes and on traffic already playing a role here in the race. It's, there isn't really a space to leave off the track, or let alone give a position safely.
That was also how we used to.
I think he had a terminal car issue there, wasn't really going to go any further. Manic was actually up in 5th, I believe, before he had an issue, but now he's down to 7th. He's actually trying to catch up to these two.
Actually right behind Kev.
Actually closed up really well through the first line there.
Actually, judging by those first couple of corners, he's definitely got a pretty high error then. He could take those a lot better than Kev.
Yeah, Kev got a little bit on the grass there. He's slow. He's now on the defensive, actually.
Goes wide there. He's not really, he might have been shaken while on something. Maybe going over the grass there was just a little bit of shock for him. It will take a second to just get back to where you were, so mentally. We've seen that a little bit in play here.
So we'll see. Manic can get the run down the straight on Kevsinel.
Manic better of a run though, so I don't think he'll get much of a slipstream boost.
He's really good through the corners. He's actually able to close up really nicely on these two. So it's probably like so running a lot more aero. Kev just not as confident through these higher speed corners there. He's close up way to the back of them actually. Gonna take a little bit of avoiding action.
Manic was actually just so much faster there, and I think it is probably error. Because looking at fuel, I don't think okay, he's got half the fuel. So that is also something. Okay, actually, Manic might have to hit there. Because, he's going to get to the end of 27 meters.
Yeah, that might explain why he's so much faster than.
You know, with these cars, every kilogram counts. You feel everything.
But if that's the case, then he really needs to get past these guys, because if he's going to make a pit stop, he can't really waste a lot of time here.
No. Kev closing up right back of Index. Actually looks on the move on the inside there, just can't make it happen.
Yeah, Index a little bit of a lock there, so definitely feeling a little bit of the pressure as Manic gets a little bit loose there. But Index is kind of holding up Kev, who's holding up Manic. So
there's a bit of a train here.
Ooh, is that?
Oh, his Index actually goes wide.
Yeah. So the intimidate feature really does work. He still runs a little bit wide there, so he's still a little bit shaken up there. Meanwhile, that's
not nice to send yourself home.
Sorry, that was a Joe and Mike fight there in the background as Manic goes wide there in sector 3 a little bit. To see if the stewards can head back for a penalty there.
So far, nobody but All-Stars actually got a penalty so far. Very clean driving from these guys.
Now that Manic's got past one, he now needs to get past the other Snell. But certainly is, he's definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? He's driving really aggressively here, but he's still quite prone to a mistake.
Yes, but I think it's not really, yeah, it's a bit of a, because he's so much faster, if Kev decides to brake slightly early, yeah, then he's actually faster now. There's nothing Kev can do about that. So if Kev brakes slightly earlier, Manic does have to brake earlier than Kev obviously, so he'll just ram it.
Manic.
We actually did see one of the LMP2 races last season.
Yeah. Well, Manic has now been released, so he's going to be on the charge now. Marcos and Crazy Real still fighting. They got a lot closer to each other, but still they stay second and third respectively. But it's still a decently close midfield battle here. Everyone's not too far away from each other. I just noticed Ruben Todero is actually out of this race as well.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunate for him, he just so happened to get in the wall there and couldn't really recover his car. So hopefully he'll come back stronger and better.
And the next one. So, obviously, you know, it's not something that you want, you know, to crash out and not be able to do anything about it, but you know, hopefully you'll take that into next race and give it a bit more of determination to do better.
So now that the field is pretty much spread out, just give you a small rundown of the field. Hondax is currently your leader here, as he's set out a quite a gap over Marcos, and Razy was actually still fighting for second and third. Marcos looking to slowly build a gap over Razy. It seems to be switching every lap. And oh, as I say that, Marcos gets it all wrong.
The commentator's curse. We've seen it happen.
I don't mean for it to happen. It just happens.
Yeah. But me and Ryan had that so much last season. But,
yeah, he's now
hit damage. I don't know if he hit the wall, but to get up to speed as much as he like.
You know, he's under pressure from Toby there. Maybe it's Razy's fans who pressured him, because we have a lot of people cheering for Razy today. So now this is putting him in the. Oh, he is coming in the pit.
Yeah, he dives in.
So Marcos, an unfortunate incident here, has promoted Toby into the podium spot, and Manic will now go up into 4th place, followed by Kevsanel there, and still getting the names wrong. Oh yeah, Index has fallen even further off the pace, I just noticed. Index is in the pit as well, so Index as well has had an issue here.
Yeah, we didn't see that one, but something too serious.
So with that, Joe is actually promoted to 6th, Mike promoted to 7th, and Marcos is left wondering what happened with the car. I mean, that area of the track is really bumpy, so it's not surprising that it got loose there.
And in practice, we did see a couple of people spin the wheels. Manning almost loses it there.
It will pass both of them to go into E.
But anybody who's actually driven on the circuit in any kind of sim game, you know, you will know this circuit has got a lot of, you know, differing heights and altitudes. So, and it is incredibly bumpy. It's the same as Silverstone last year, but just every year.
Marco's just now coming out of the pits, so he'll likely lose more than a lap.
Yeah, he's 2 laps behind.
Just comes out there behind Kevsanel there. That's just unfortunate there, because he was in a really good battle with Razy, but now if he wants anything, he's going to have to push the car even harder.
I mean, that's 40 minutes. Stuff still could happen. But obviously we probably won't see him in any of the podium positions. And he has actually only lost 1 lap, not 2 laps, 1 lap. The timing system in this game is perfect.
Just in front of there, and then Kevsanel actually trying to catch back up to Panic. I mean, he got ahead, but I wonder if his aggressive driving has worn out his tires, because he's starting to look a little bit gone off a little bit, his car, I believe.
You might also start to be worrying about fuel, because obviously if you've got a set strategy that you're trying to keep to, then you do have to have enough fuel to get to that point where you are going to pit. So if he's used up too much fuel, he will have to save now.
Than 20 liters, although let's see, he might be able to stretch this maybe around the less than 20-minute mark. I don't think he's in fuel conservation, but I think he really is trying to push the car.
Yeah.
He's closing up to this group, so I wonder if they'll let him pass as easily as he comes through.
Well, he does actually have to, so obviously he mustn't do anything dangerous now, because he is still a back marker now. Obviously, it's connects now, so tired, but
Marcos on the back of Kevs. Now this isn't for position, it's just, I guess, for a spot on the track, but Marcos will look to complete the pass here. And he does so.
I mean, if you are faster, you will just be let through. Obviously, you mustn't go past and then be slow.
If only it were that easy.
As Kevin is actually faster right now, so...
That's what I'm saying, if only if it was that easy. It's never easy.
I mean, I don't want to see a Verstappen Ocon here,
but... Slowly starting to get away, so... We'll most likely get past him in there as well. Slowly starts to unwind here. I mean, we've seen some pretty interesting action from all the drivers. It's not been as I guess as crazy as some might have thought it would have been at a track like this in these kinds of cars. It's actually been relatively calm.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised, especially with the first corner actually going as well as it did. So I don't know, yeah, these guys don't have ABS, just Marco. So it's definitely, if no ABS is a bit of a thing, but I'm definitely very surprised that nobody planted into each other at first corner, because it's so easy with these cars to get your braking wrong.
Well, I guess what's sort of, just an interesting note is, comparatively to some of the other cars we've seen on this track, these radical cars, they're certainly up there with some of the faster cars that can take some of these corners really quickly. I mean, if you try to take any of these corners even a little bit over the edge, you end up spinning yourself out. So this guy's demonstrating really good car control here.
Yeah, that definitely is. I'm just looking at the calendar now. I'm seeing Brands Hatch, Donington, Oakham Park. There's some not very easy circuits, very narrow. I'm seeing some very fun ones like Hockenheim National Circuito Sprint.
Oh my goodness. It's just getting a little bit...
Did he get a bit...
Yeah, he just got a little bit loose.